Smiles. Na so life supposed sweet. Then now water.
In every compound, there is always that one person who stands out. Not because they are rich, not because they are famous, but because life has somehow made them a living legend. In Block D of Ogbata Close, that legend was Madam Gulder, the woman whose alarm clock was the sound of a beer bottle opening. Her real name was Agnes, but no one had called her that in years. Even children thought Gulder was her surname. She was in her late 30s, tall and light-skinned, with a love for loud wigs, tight jeans, and confidence bigger than her problems. Her lips were always glossy, her laughter always loud, and her opinion always louder. Her room? If awards were given for disorganization, Madam Gulder would win every year. Clothes were thrown everywhere like a battlefield. Wigs hung from the wall like trophies. Her mirror had lipstick stains, and her 2015 calendar still smiled proudly on the wall like it refused to retire. A single mattress lay on the bare floor, surrounded by bottles, Gulder, Trophy, Hero, anything with alcohol inside. If you entered her room, you would swear beer was her perfume. But Madam Gulder didn't care. "I know they talk nonsense," she always said. "Na beer they open my third eye." People laughed, but she meant every word. After 2 bottles, her third eye would open and she would start preaching like Jeremiah after communion wine. That was how she earned her title, the early morning beer prophetess. The cock had just crowed when the familiar sound echoed through the street. Psh! The sharp hiss of a cold Gulder bottle being opened. That sound alone could wake the whole compound. It was louder than the bell from the nearby church. Everyone already knew Madam Gulder don't start her morning devotion. She sat on a broken plastic chair in front of her room, wrapper half-tied, one leg stretched lazily, one hand holding her bottle like a microphone. Around her were half-empty bottles, crushed cans, and leftover pepper soup bones from the night before. The smell of stale beer mixed with old soup filled the morning air. A lazy cat slept beside her doorstep, probably drunk on leftover beer too. Yet, despite the mess, Madam Gulder carried herself like a queen addressing her subjects. She took a deep gulp and sighed in satisfaction. Na so life suppose sweet, she said proudly. Bear na water. She belched loudly, slapped her thigh, and raised her bottle like a trophy. Now, make anybody wey wan judge me first come buy 1 bottle. Children passing by on their way to school giggled. See Mama Bear, she go soon start to preach. And true to prophecy, once the second bottle landed, the sermon began. "I say make una not trust man we no dey drink, them too dey calculate. Real man dey drink because he no fear life," she shouted, waving her bottle like a preacher waving a Bible. The whole compound burst into laughter. By 7:30 a.m., Madam Gulder was already on her 3rd bottle. While other women swept the compound, bathed their children, or prepared breakfast, she sat under the mango tree beside her door, dipping akara into pepper soup and humming loudly. Mama Uche, the pap seller, once stopped and asked gently, "Auntie Agnes, you no go wash your clothes small today? You don't pile for 2 weeks o." Madam Gulder waved her hand dramatically. "Forget that thing, Mama Uche. Clothes no dey spoil for person wey no get stress. Na only people wey dey worry dey wash too much." The compound laughed. Even the landlord, a serious man who once tried to warn her, gave up after she told him, "Oga landlord, abeg leave me o. I dey pay my rent. If no be beer, I for don mad since." From that day, he stopped talking and started praying. She wasn't just famous in the compound, she was an institution in the whole neighborhood. Every beer joint had her chair, her nickname, and her stories. Sometimes she would march into Mama Ngozi's bar as early as 6:45 a.m., declaring, "Abeg, bring 2 Gulder sharp sharp, my body dey dry." Mama Ngozi will shake her head. "Madam Gulder, na morning no, people never even brush finish." "Now why I say make I purify my system," she replied proudly. "Beer na spiritual detox." Everyone laughed. Some men even joined her morning devotion, raising their bottles high. Cheers to survival, cheers to no stress. By 9 a.m., Madam Gulder was already tipsy, talking louder than the radio, shaking her body to imaginary music. Sometimes she would dance with her bottle as if it were her dance partner. When drunk, she became a motivational speaker. A man once complained to his friend about his stubborn wife. Before the friend could answer, Madam Gulder jumped in. "My brother, no woman stubborn reach me, but na respect I dey give myself. You no go use small arguments go sleep outside. Na beer dey help me forgive." People laughed. She continued confidently, "I dey drink for peace, not for problem." Even though her logic was nonsense, she spoke like a philosopher. Everyone called her Prophetess of Gulder because her advice came with the smell of alcohol. If beer gave her joy, football gave her drama. She was the self-proclaimed football analyst of Ogbata Close. During matches, she would shout louder than the commentator. "Na lie, Ronaldo no fit run past my cousin Ifeanyi for Street 5 match." When men bet, she joined them, and when she won, she refused cash. "Abeg, give me half crate. I no dey collect cash, na beer be my reward." Once, she won 50,000 naira. She used all the money to buy drinks for everyone in the bar. "Make everybody drink on top my victory. Na me be the only woman wey dey reason ball with sense." That night, she slept beside the bar counter, snoring softly with beer bottle still in hand. Sometimes, her adventures were legendary. She once slept at the bus stop, hugging her bottle like a teddy bear. Another time, she entered a keke to go home, but followed it all the way to the next town because she was busy singing, "Bear sweet pass love, love they break heart, bear they repair liver." When the driver asked for payment, she said, "My brother, no vex, na spiritual trip I travel. God go bless you, make I buy you 1 bottle later now." The man shouted, "Madam, I need money, not beer." She hissed, "You no get joy." And she walked away like a queen. Some young girls admired her boldness, especially Ngozi, the puff-puff seller. "Auntie Gulder, you fine today o." "Na Gulder glue, my son, you know they take." She laughed so hard she almost spilled her drink. "You dey craze. If na love dey worry you, na bear go cure am." By evening, both of them were staggering and singing. People watched, shaking their heads. Mama Promise Aproko whispered, "Na so e dey start, from laughter to embarrassment." Months passed, and her debt at the bar started to rise. "Madam, your bill don reach 15,000 naira. I no be charity organization," Mama Ngozi said. "You dey fear money? My breakthrough dey come. Na beer go announce am," Madam Gulder replied. But breakthrough never came. Years passed, the same people who hailed her began to mock her. She became Mama Sapa. Some days she begged for leftover beer. Other days she sat quietly, staring at nothing, bottle in hand, laughter gone. One Sunday, she begged for just 1 bottle. "Abeg, my body dey shake." "No credit again," Mama Ngozi said. "Abeg, na the small bottle I dey beg. Na water I dey drink since." When the woman refused, she slammed the counter. "Una no go see me beg again. Na better woman I be." She staggered out crying. That evening, The whole street was silent. Mama Aproko sighed. When person dey use beer fight sorrow, sorrow go still win last. Days later, her body gave up. Her legs swelled, her skin turned pale, her hands trembled. While opening a bottle one morning, it slipped and shattered. She bent to pick it up and collapsed. At the clinic, the doctor said gently, "Madam, your liver don suffer. If you continue, you go die." She smiled faintly. "Doctor, na beer dey keep me alive." "That same beer fit kill you," he replied. That day she didn't argue. She just looked away, tears in her eyes. When she returned home, the street was shocked. She was quiet. She swept her front for the first time in years. She even borrowed broom from Mama Uche. The children whispered, "Na she no drink today?" She smiled weakly. "No be every sweet thing good forever. Some go sweet you small but bitter forever." Ngozi started bringing her pap in the morning. "Auntie Gulder, drink this one oh, it go give you strength." "Thank you, my daughter. You wise past my age oh," she said softly. Months later, she joined the women's fellowship at church. People laughed until she gave testimony. "I used to call beer my Bible, but it nearly writes my obituary. If you dey use drink hide pain, remember, pain no dey die, e dey wait for you." The church clapped. Even Mama Ngozi wiped her eyes. From that day, they stopped calling her Madam Gulder. She became Sister Agnes, the woman who found peace beyond the bottle. Moral lessons. Enjoyment without sense na self-punishment. The same people wey hail your bad habit go laugh you when it backfire. No use bottle cure sorrow, e go add more tears join. True change fit start when shame don humble person.